8:10 a.m. Legal argument number 1. There are 2 students in America who have been expelled from their place of education because they made comments and they made a video, and the video basically details that they made a concoction, and the concoction basically said how to make a nigga, and then they said everything that you would consider racist, and then they made a nigga, and for that people are outraged and they are expelled, and people think they did wrong. But on a legal standing, let me show you where this case is and where they have a case against the state and the schools. Get this. Every black person is offended by the comment, but the problem is these 2 who made the comment haven't met every black person, so they couldn't possibly be referring to every black person. But where they live, 1, in the country they live in, there are black people. In the states they live in, there are black people. Legally, we have to look, at these 2's legal standing in terms of their settlement. We have to look in their neighborhood. We have to get close to home, society. Is it a fact, that in their society, in their neighborhood, that the crime rate, the rape rate, the this rate, the that rate, is it a fact that the crime rate is populated by the black community? Because if it is a fact, then they were only seeing the facts on the ground. Therefore, they were not making a statement against the black race. They were making a statement against the state of the black people within the state they come from, within the community they come from. That is not a general statement against black people. It's not a racist statement. It's prejudicial against a group of black people if we find that that is the case in their community. Now we have to look at it in the context of the nation within they live in. The nation, well, this nation was built on slavery. So the black people were slaves. So these people, these 2 have a background of understanding that black people could be a lower form of life. But that is not their fault. That is a case of education. You could say a case of missed education, but that's not their fault. That's what they were forced, because remember, education is mandatory. So they have been forced by the system, to see black people as a lesser form of life. Okay. So the country. Again, the country, demographically, it is a fact that in America, that the black people are the most disadvantaged group, disadvantaged group, economically, socially, everythingly, on the ladder. You understand what I'm saying? It is a fact. It is a fact that areas populated primarily by black people in America have some of the highest crime rates in America. I'm talking about the exposure these two have, the facts they have to go by what they say. Facts are knowledge. If you speak knowledge and you're accused of being racist, then knowledge is being accused of being racist, not you. You see what I mean? So get this. They see all this, and obviously disadvantaged people turn to crime to supplement, to get something to eat. Now these two, all they see is that, hold on, maybe they're not the richest people in the world, and they see that their parents work hard and their parents make money. That's the picture that's been painted to them, that my parents are white, they work hard, they make money, and they look after us, and we have a good life. Why can't you go and do the same? Now, educationally, they are not told that, listen, the schools in the white communities are better advantaged than the schools in the black communities. They're not told the schools in the white communities are better equipped than the schools in the black communities. They're not shown that once you qualify, if you're white, because the system does not speak this is silent racism. And if you go by education, then what is not said is not fact. So it's silent racism. That he, as a white person, is more likely, or she, as a white person, is more likely to get the job with the same or lesser qualification than a black person. It's a fact. It's not a fact of education, it's a fact of experience, which is knowledge. So, on one hand, you see these two, they have exposed, that the system, paints a rosy picture, for white people, and paints a good nature for white people as hard workers. Because get this, if you get the job, then you will do the job. If you're qualified to do the job, and you're given the opportunity, and you're given the appraisals, and you're given everything that you deserve because you're good at your job, then you will do the job. But if you go through the education, you build the debt using substandard equipment, substandard teaching, substandard facilities, where they only make sports your best way out, where you have doctors who have chosen sports, who are meant to be saving lives. Today, they are sports personalities. They're earning billions. But COVID-19 came, they're all asleep. And the doctors are awake. And now we're waiting for doctors to come up with something. We're not waiting for footballers. We're not waiting for sportsmen. They turned black people, into stars who shine for no reason. You see, when a star shines for a reason, it saves lives. Earth is a star. It shines for a reason. It shines because it's a living star. It's a living star because it supports an ecosystem. It supports an ecosystem to support life. And we are that life. It shines for a reason. These basketball stars, these football stars, they shine, but they shine for no reason. These sports personalities, they shine, they shine for no reason. Let me show you the darkness of the way they shine. You see their shine. It drives people into gambling. It drives people into debt. It drives people into total demise. But you see, when a star shines, it supports life. It grows life. They're not shining. They're not shining. See what they don't tell you. You see, life and death, yeah? Life and death is a very thin line. Yeah? It's a very thin line between taking it easy and going fast. So when they call you a star, a superstar, you think you're shining. So then, so you start buying all the Lamborghinis and all the fast cars. But listen, the faster you go, yeah, the closer you get to death. The faster you get to death too. Why? Because the faster you're going, the less likelihood that you will have chance, yeah, to straighten out a little mistake. The Fast and the Furious. Why do you think a turtle lives for so long? Takes it very slow. Takes it very easy. Doesn't make much mistakes. Doesn't fall into much traps. Why? Each step is calculated. Each step is thought. Each sense is used to smell the way forward, to taste the way forward, to look at the way forward, to feel the way forward. One step at a time. Easy does it. Easy does it. Easy does it. Listen, you may consider what they said racist, but you see the punishment the law was giving them, yeah? The law is penalizing them, yeah, for failing to admit that it created them. But it is only penalizing them to exclude itself from the issue. Because if the law fails to act on their acts, then the law will be seen openly. I told you the system, yeah, is by experience. And by experience is your fact. It's not accepted into education that, oh, it's okay to be racist. In fact, education is telling you, purporting to you, it's not okay. The law is telling you it's not okay. But the system is so that only the white people own factories. Only white people own law firms, big law firms. Only white people own big factories. Only white people own this. Only white people own that. Only white people own this. Only white people own that. It's not that black people can't own nothing. It's just, listen, even when a black person owns something, yeah, they will use competition's monopoly, yeah, and oligopoly to price them out. Listen, in the Second World War, believe it or not, yeah, the first Wall Street, yeah, was called Black Wall Street. Honestly, why? It was a neighborhood where they'd been forgotten about. Yeah, it was only black people. What can they do? Next thing they saw, thriving businesses popping up. Thriving, ingenuity, car makers, everything, banks. Listen, black-owned banks popping up. Black-owned jewelry makers popping up. So black people buying from black makers. Black knowledge was taking over. Get this. They filled up, yeah, World War II bombers, yeah, with taxpayers' money that some black people paid into. Put bombs that taxpayers paid for with some black people's money. Some of these businesses, yeah. Put American jet pilots, all of them white, Yeah? And they didn't send them to Japan or to Hitler or to Russia. They sent them to a spot called Black Wall Street. And they leveled the place. They leveled it. Do you know what that meant? That meant in 1 minute, yeah, all the black-owned businesses, yeah, had lost. Listen, they needed to seek financial help, yeah, in order to rebuild. Just like Richard Branson today is saying, give me money, yeah. They were refused. So they couldn't start their businesses to start making money again. And next thing, they were in debt to their suppliers, to their this, to their that. They crumbled. So the property was also what? Taken. Because they couldn't afford their properties no more. Their own properties. It was sneakily taken with the help of the American government. The American government then gave subsidies only to white people. And they were able, and only to rich white people. So this doesn't affect everyone. And they were able to buy up these properties owned by thriving ex-business black men and women and families and societies and communities. They quickly re-established the places, but as ghettos. They built tall apartments. So the black people who now didn't have money to buy their own places had to rent. So they started taking their money from them. But now they're renting, they didn't have jobs anymore. So they had to work. So they didn't have money to create businesses no more. So the landlord, yeah, started building businesses, started taking rent and business money. So the black people, they literally have found themselves, yeah, in catch-22, just making ends meet, going round in circles, yeah, to pay the landlord in one way and to pay the landlord in another way, just making ends meet. Their kids, they were seeing white kids like you, like these two, yeah, as the system had planned it, enjoying themselves, living life. Their kids said, fuck this shit. My grandma was a slave. Her grandma was a slave. Her mom was a slave. My mom is a slave's daughter. And then me, I'm a slave's daughter's... Nah, fuck this. This ain't life. I'm intelligent. I can study, but they won't give me the jobs. And then get this, the American government, yeah, using the Vietnam War, yeah, accessed heroin. Black people didn't have a way of bringing heroin into the country. The government, this is legal, this is fact. They brought the heroin into the country, yeah, gave it to a few black people, yeah, to destroy their own communities, but made sure they were protected and they were rich and they were loving life enough to see it as worthy. So not only were they crippling them economically without companies, without ownership, without jobs, they were also crippling them physically, health. Why? Because the little leftover money that they could save for their grandkids, now they will spend on cancer treatment, on this treatment, on that treatment, on this treatment. They were draining them dry. The same way slavery was draining them physically and mentally and spiritually dry. The children didn't want to be drained dry. And they only saw one way of getting out of the ghetto. The only one way of getting out of the ghetto was to join the destroyer. To join the destroyer's blueprint, as Jay-Z will put it. And the blueprint is simple. You join us, we let you destroy your people. But in doing so, you save yourself. The competition is between you and yours. That's why they kill each other. That's why they never bring it into the white neighborhoods, because the deal is, as long as it's kept in the black neighborhoods, as long as the killing is kept in the black neighborhoods, there will be no war on drugs. There will just be a war, on those not part of the cabal. Because you cannot eat at the table of men when you are not sat at the table. But there are many who are shipping trillions of tons around because they sit at the table of congressional men. These two, they are not aware that the system is designed to direct the black men, to stardom. But look at music, They use music. The black man, whenever the black man thinks there's a savior coming, you hear Jah Rastafari, Ola Koele, and what do? They get one of their own out of prison, Buju Banton. They get him out of prison, and then next thing they pardon him. Next thing he's traveling the world. Next thing black people are hailing him. Next thing we have a century of freedom songs and freedom movements, that end up in songs, but they don't end up in real changes. They blind us. That's why now you have musicians coming out with the come to Africa, or you see musicians are so powerful, and then you have an unleashment of foreign artists, foreign ideologies. I'm not disbanding anything. I'm showing you how the black mind is controlled. Listen, listen guys, in Ghana here, listen, in any of the communities, stripping down and walking around naked and being like a prostitute, it's just seen like a prostitute, and it's not right. And people who do that, we don't idolize them. So what do? They brought in Cardi B, and she's stripped down, and to help, they sent a few of our own, and by them linking her to them, because Cardi B is famous for that anyway, the people here become Cardi B's friend, they become famous. So now they bring the trend. The trend is called trending. So now we've got Cardi Polo. You understand what I'm saying? So the lifestyle that is not needed, the lifestyle that destroys the black community, like for example, get this, our hair really makes us strong. What you don't get, our hair makes us really strong. And when you have healthy hair, it's a good indication of how healthy you are as well on the inside. But listen, guys, what you don't realize, your ancestors and your fathers, they made us feel, or they made the slaves feel so unworthy that the slaves wanted to look like them, that they found a way to perm their hair. That destroyed their system, and now they're suffering as a result, majority of them, with self-identity. You understand what I'm saying? With self-identity. Their comments, is a true reflection, of the times we live in, of the systems that have been installed for centuries that we fail to see, because they've not been installed within our educational system, but they've been installed within our experience, within which, knowledge says, it says facts, information, data acquired through skills, acquired through experience, all education. So they've installed something in our experience and then ignored it in law, and they've installed the law from education and ignored experience, the law of experience. So for example, copyright laws, they are the law of education. So if you experience something, you want to talk about it, but that thing has been copyrighted. That's the copyright of of education. It shouldn't block experience. But they use education to block experience. Why? What are they afraid experience will teach you? They're not racist. They pointed out the fact. The fact of the matter is, racism is hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. Like think, yeah. Let's talk about President Trump, for example. A lot of black countries and a lot of black nations and a lot of black people are saying he's racist. But I'm telling you, it's not a secret that experience will teach you that the system is racist. So it is taught in education that you shouldn't be racist, and then it's supported by the law. But experience will teach you that it's implanted. Racism is implanted. So get this, the system, yeah? You call President Trump racist, but President Trump has only run the system and has only been involved in the running of the system for what? 1 term, less than 1 term, yeah? Less than 1 term, and a term is 4 years. So let's talk about who is really racist, yeah? Hillary Clinton, yeah, has been part of the administration for how long? The administration, yeah, has supported laws that keep black communities down, that keep black communities dying, that keep black communities impoverished and drugged, yeah, and then she has supported, yeah, because the poor can't afford to take care of their kids, so then she supports abortion clinics for the poor, but the poor are blacks. But she could have changed the system. She didn't. Her husband, Bill Clinton, had 2 terms to change the system. He didn't. And you don't call him racist. In fact, you call him the president that the black people had. But it is a system. The black people found it difficult in the system to be anything they wanted to be. In the system that these people ruled over. Bush, the same thing. Obama, even worse. Black people were physically being killed under Obama. Injustice. This system was run by these same people that are screaming racist to President Trump. But get this, you see President Trump, he's not a politician. He's not a man of the law. So, since law is education, and people keep screaming that he's dumb, let's assume you're right, he's dumb. It means that he's not a man of the law, and therefore, because he's dumb, he doesn't know the law. Therefore, get this, yeah, he's not part of the establishment that persisted in perpetuating the racist system that kept black people economically down. So what is he? Yeah, as dumb as he is, as you say he is, yeah, and as racist as you say he is, he's a businessman. So America, yeah, has a business-minded person in charge right now. So how can black people better use this business-minded person? Yeah, listen, his racism, yeah, because he wasn't part of the establishment of law. You see those 2 individuals, those 2 teenagers, yeah, who made up, yeah, the concoction for how to make a nigger. He's like them. He grew up under the system that taught him that black people are nothing. He grew up under the system that taught him that even a dumb person such as him can still become everything that a black person cannot become. That's what you fail to understand. That a dumb white person can still become a tycoon, a billionaire, can still become a mover and a shaker. Because why? There's a separate education, and it's called linkage. Linkage is who you know and the plan that has been set for you. You understand what I'm saying? So whatever you think of President Trump, that's the privilege he's been afforded, and you cannot bump someone for what he didn't give himself. It was given to him, fine. But this is the point. What can you take from him? Yeah? Listen, I'm telling you, yeah, if you think he's racist, fine. Yeah, if Mexicans think he's racist, fine. Let me tell you why it's fine. You see the Mexican problem at the border and everything. It was created by the establishment. Both left and right. Bush, Hillary Clinton, Obama, this, that, the Bushes, the this, the that, the this, the that. It was created by them. They kept Mexico, yeah, impoverished. And because they needed the drugs to destroy American citizens, black communities, and some of the white communities, their own, because they needed it. They made Mexico the only cash source for Mexicans. You understand what I'm saying? Creating a problem. A business-minded person, if you want to work with him, yeah, will show you how to set up banks. He's dumb, but he set up a company that you cannot afford with all your billions to go and sleep in for 10 nights in a row. But you say he is dumb. He's got golf courses and apartments and residence and whatever. And this is what we're about, acquisition. Listen, the establishment have acquired a lot for themselves, illegally. They claim he evaded tax. You claim he's dumb. How many dumb people you know evade tax? They claim he's taking away jobs. How many jobs were taken away under Clinton, Bush, Hillary Clinton, all the lot to China? How much stocks and shares have these individuals got in companies that outsource American jobs to China? Think about it. It's business. It's business. They were politicians playing the Trump game, playing the business game. But they were playing it for themselves. Trump, he was a businessman, so he had to play for himself. Now he's the president. In other words, he's the caretaker of a nation called America. If America goes down, he goes down. This is personal. As long as there are black people in America, then them going up with the white people in America, yeah, takes him up. This is personal. He didn't build a private empire only to sit at the head of the nation within which the empire was built, to bring the nation down, bringing his private empire down. No. Understand racism. Work with racism. Listen, it's the system that created most of the racists. Most kids grew up with their parents telling them KKK things. Trump certainly was told that. But as a child takes what they've been told. Fine, it's no excuse. When they grow up, they can change. But listen to this, yeah? But when the system supports it, when black people are put into prison for murders they didn't commit, when black people are hanged for murders they didn't commit, for rapes they didn't commit, when black people are killed at the say-so of just a lie, when black people are unjustly done this, when white people get away with murder, when white people are given McDonald's for mass murder, when white people are taken to when black people, unarmed black people, are shot on the streets. These were not all started under a racist President Trump. They were all started under geneticists, Hillary Clinton and her lot, under the establishment. I'm not saying I'm a supporter of President Trump, but I'm saying, learn to identify, real racist. Because when you learn to identify a real racist, you're going to realize, that sometimes, the sheep's in wolf clothing is the one, yeah, you're jumping at. I'm telling you, Hillary didn't do nothing for anybody. Wars and wars and wars. Clinton, wars and wars and wars. Bush's, wars and wars and wars. Obama's, wars and wars and wars. Trump took over, wars. Think.
We was surely asa siemo erani wudi kro ya so wasa unyame na ye urus Oh,